Leonard's not here anymore. I guess I should head back to the motel now. I hope Douglas is okay. Huh? What's this?
Greetings and welcome back to the Silent Hill 3 commentary with me, Solidus-Skully. I should probably turn that down because it's a bit loud. That seems to be a running phrase of mine. I don't actually intend it to, it's just kind of how it is. A little bit more cutscenes this time, but I do have some stuff to say, and while this part might be a little bit shorter than last time, one thing I will say about it is that, well, there's a good reason for that, but I'll get into that a little bit later, so for the time being, I'll take a drink of the Pepsi, and you will enjoy the cutscenes, because if you don't, I will find you, and I will beat the ever-loving shit out of you. See you in a bit.
Why did you send her to my father?
Was that wrong?
It's your fault that he...
Oh, but surely it's a good thing. It means he was one of God's beloved, no?
Those who mock God will never receive salvation. You'll go to hell, Vincent. You'll never feel the joy of God's everlasting paradise.
And you think God is going to save you? Ha!
What do you know anyway?
I know about the pleasures of this world. And I want to find my happiness while I'm still here. You hated your father, didn't you? I saw the way he hit you, and kicked you, and made you cry. The memory of his cruelty is forever burned into my mind.
Yes, and that's why we need God.
What you call faith is nothing more than a child crying out for love. That's why you're all alone.
You don't understand. None of you do.
And it's at this point in the game, and, well, I suppose a little bit earlier if you could consider Leonard's ramblings as something of a hint, this is the point where opinion of Claudia starts to turn around from the villain that we saw before, to somebody who's more so clutching at her faith as a means of trying to protect her from the real world, which is very interesting, although, if I could be critical for a moment, I think it does kind of lessen Claudia's impact as a villain as a result of that. I mean, it makes her an interesting character study, but I don't know, there's just something about how Claudia's portrayed here which, in my opinion, kind of makes her probably the weakest Silent Hill antagonist to date, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, as much stuff as I want to slag at Silent Hill Homecoming, which is my least favourite Silent Hill game, I think it kind of handled the antagonism role a little bit better, but that being said though, I do still find Claudia's character interesting, doubly so for the contrast that it has with Vincent's character. And that's mostly to do with, you know, how they go about their faith. Vincent is very flippant, and he's obviously much more in tune with reality, albeit a little bit more narcissistic about, you know, the pleasures of this reality. Whereas Claudia is a lot more, well, again, she doesn't necessarily hate it, but she more so uses the materialistic means of money as a means to an end. Which I think will which I think will probably become a little bit more clear as we go later on. Hello, doggy. Anyway, as I was saying, we will make our way back to the motel. Hopefully we will find Douglas there, have a nice little spot of coffee, tea, Pepsi, whatever's your poison, and enjoy the cutscene, wherever that may be. Don't make a liar out of me. There we go. See you in a bit.
Where's Douglas?
He went out. But he left a message for you.
Was there someone else here just now?
No, just me. Don't you want to know what the message is?
Yeah, what did he say?
The church is on the other side of the lake.
Church? Wonder what he meant by that.
You don't understand? That's where Claudia is. Across the lake. On the north side. If you're going, you better go through the amusement park. It's probably the only way in now. Go northwest on Nathan Avenue. It's a bit far, but closer than heaven.
Is that it for the message?
Uh-huh.
Thanks. Douglas really said that?
What's wrong? You don't trust me?
By the way, I'd just like to point out that the Silent Hill 3 movie makes those two love interests. Wrap your head around that one. But in any case, now that we have our mission, Vincent seems to be on our side. Or is he? Maybe. Maybe not? But, yeah, Vincent is on our side. Although, that seal of Metatron is something to keep an eye out for, because, well, let's just say that Vincent hasn't quite been studying up on his demonology as of recently. But, as you're gonna see quite soon, you don't actually have to run all the way to Nathan Avenue because, well, they're reusing Silent Hill 2 assets, and because of the fact that Silent Hill 1 map data does not quite exist. Yeah, you don't have to run very far before you get to your destination. In fact, you don't even go to the Historical Society, which is a little bit disappointing. You can't even visit any other area from Silent Hill 2, which again, some could call it streamlining, I call it a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but I don't know, I just kind of wish they recreated the assets from Silent Hill 1 rather than just, you know, copy-pasting Silent Hill 2 and calling it a day. I don't know, is it just me, but, I don't know, it's probably just a nitpick and nothing more.
Oh, hell.
Well, doesn't this look familiar? Yeah, that dream was a foreshadowing of the events to come, and I think you all know what's coming up whatever. I think you all know what's coming up quite soon. But yeah, unlike last time, we are a little bit more prepared. We have weaponry, we have our wits about us, we know more about Silent Hill. Heather is ready to take on anything. Also, and again, as I was talking about beforehand, you know, we're back in an area of Silent Hill 1, but unlike any other part of the game which just reused assets from Silent Hill 2, this actually expands upon the area that we didn't see as Harry Mason, which, honestly, I'm really happy about, and I really wish that Silent Hill 3 did more of this. And, you know, this isn't the only example of it, because, you know, the game will actually the game will actually showcase, you know, some familiar locations from Silent Hill 1 as we go on a little bit more forward, but I just kind of wish the whole game did that. And you know, you could argue that places like the subway station, the Hilltop Center, and the sewers and all that, you know, were expansions, well, actually not expansions, were completely original areas, but I mean, I don't want to say that linearity was the death of Silent Hill 3, because it really isn't. Like, especially early in the game where, you know, they were trying to lead you more towards where the plot was going to be, like, I don't mind that. But I mean, when you get to Silent Hill, you know, the atmosphere of being lost in the town was part of what made Silent Hill 1 especially the sort of game that it was, and Silent Hill 2, again, it wasn't that big a part of the story, but, you know, it was still something that I feel, at least atmospherically, I don't know, I mean, it kind of works in the two different vibes that the games have. Like, I mean, Silent Hill 1 was very much luring you in to a world that you had absolutely no way to navigate on your own, I mean, I say that with the map feature, but, you know, if you're not checking the map every 5 seconds, it's not a good Silent Hill game. Silent Hill 3, on the other hand, it kind of railroads you, which, again, I don't mind, but it is quite noticeable, and you could argue that it helps with the story structure of how it's, like, leading you directly to where Claudia wants you to go, and, you know, I can agree with that to a point, but when it gets to this point in the game, like when Heather's, you know, starting to take control, take charge, and trying to fight back, I don't know, something about it just kind of loses its appeal to me. And again, it's not a complaint, I just want to make that absolutely clear. It's more so an observation, if nothing else. By the way, you couldn't access this before in the game, so we're doing things a little bit differently this time. Now we will avoid our gruesome death, and let's see how things play out this time. Time to take a drink of the Pepsi. This is gonna be fun. Okay, and I accidentally realized that the scene isn't for a few more paces, so yeah, we'll just enjoy our little stroll across the roller coaster, and then we'll find out what's going on. Also ending this part in a cutscene because I kinda have a little bit more to say on the next part. Also, my hard drive is filling up, so I gotta delete some old files before I continue. So on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll see you next time in the Silent Hill 3 commentary. Bye-bye.
I hired you to find the girl, and you performed serviceably. What is it now?
You lied to me about Heather, lady. I don't like being used.
Lie? What lie?
That Heather was kidnapped from
But it's true. She was originally one of us. That man, Harry Mason, stole her away and kept her hidden from us.
you. Yeah, but she says she was happy.
She was brainwashed by him, deceived, because her true self had not yet awoken. She carries God within her. But when Alessa, Mother of God, truly awakens,
Yeah? What's gonna happen?
she will usher in the eternal paradise.
What kind of place is that?
A place with no pain, no hunger, no sickness, no old age. There will be no greed or war, and all will live by God's grace alone.
No this, no that, no nothing. A paradise? For castrated sheep, maybe. Sounds pretty boring.
I pity you. You still don't understand. You're going to kill me? Is it really so easy for you?
I've done it before.
Then I truly do pity you.